everybody. I said hello to some of you earlier this evening. Again, I'm Judy Duda, been the director of the concert series for the 22 years we've been so blessed and privileged to be able to do this for our whole community. This is always one of my favorite concerts of the year. The February UCF Symphony Orchestra, last year Symphony Orchestra and Wind Ensemble concerts. One of the reasons is because it's part of an international music festival that UCF sponsors, and for many years now, we've had the privilege of hosting a composer, a real live composer. And from many parts of the world, this particular year, you'll be meeting a young American composer, someone who came early enough to hear him in a pre-concert dialogue that we had. You'll get to meet him again, and best of all, to hear his music. 2 pieces were premiered. It's also the evening, or the concert year, in which typically we are privileged to host the winner of the UCF's prestigious concerto or competition, and you'll hear that tonight. So you're going to hear a lot of things you like. But for those of you who wandered in about 6:15, 6:20 and said, "What is going on? Why is everybody sitting and listening to 2 men talking?" It's because you didn't know that Masterworks was happening at 6 o'clock. The reason, for most of you not knowing, is that the newspapers upon which we're dependent, and the magazines, regional magazines, and we're very grateful for all the press they do give us, still they kind of concentrate in their calendar sections and just put a lot of information in. So the Sentinel hasn't really, for example, has not included the fact that we had a Masterworks dialogue happening at 6 p.m. I'm really sorry that some of you missed it, but there's a way you can avoid that happening in the future. In your program tonight is a little envelope, a little white envelope. Open it up, check the box that says, "Please add me to your e-base," and then print, please, clearly, your name and email address. Doesn't cost a thing. You do not have to put a contribution in, I promise, for our guests. And at each of the exits, we have a yellow box. Drop that in, and then about 3 weeks before each concert, you'll be getting direct in your inbox a colored flyer that will give you a lot of program information, pictures, things that the newspapers and magazines really don't have them to do. But don't tell the Sentinel I said that, because we don't want them to stop moving our concerts. We're very, very grateful for the free publicity we get. Most of you were here, or many of you, at least half of you were here for me to say to the audience, welcome. And I see a lot of familiar faces, and that's wonderful. I also see a lot of new ones. I know there are family and friends of these fantastic young musicians behind me. So it's always fun to ask this question, but tonight in particular, since many of you are here for your loved ones and to hear them, how many of you are here at St. Luke's for a concert for the very first time? Raise your hand. Oh yeah, we've got 5 people. Let me just tell you that out through those glass doors, if you haven't already had a stretch and discovered it for yourselves, you'll find all the necessities, ladies' rooms, men's rooms, water fountains, and we do have an extra ladies' room if it's very crowded. Our hostesses will show you how to get there during intermission. They have an 18-minute intermission. But I need to tell you one thing about, instead of, we usually come back after the intermission and have a drawing, which I'll tell you more about in a minute. We're not going to do that right after the intermission tonight. So when you see the lights flickering at about 15 minutes, start heading to your seats and be seated, because that means the orchestra is going to come in unannounced, tune up, and begin the second half. And I'll explain why in a little bit. Anyway, also out in that North-Ex area, is what we call it, you're going to see a display set up, a nice display, with material about the wonderful performing arts and entertainment opportunities offered to you by the School of Performing Arts, which is one section of the College of Arts and Humanities, which is one section of the University of Central Florida. printed material you can take with you. There's some really exciting things coming up. You won't want to miss. And while you're out there looking at these materials, you can sign up. There's a basket to put your little contact slip in. You can sign up to be the winner of one of 3 pairs of reserved seats at the Downtown Performing Arts Center. During the month of April, during a specific week in April, you'll hear more about that when we do the drawing. UCF takes over the whole place, and oh, it is crazy and wonderful. And we just want to go every day if you could. But 3 lucky people will win pairs of tickets for reserved seats at the performance of their choice. So that's really good. Also out in the North End is a booth that says concert series or concert corps. And that's a place where you can pick up previews for coming performances. And I did promise the American Harp Society, the Florida chapter, that we would let you know that on March 6th, they are having a free harp and percussion concert here that afternoon. So you can pick one of their flyers up. It will speak for itself. So I think I've said all the things that you need to hear. There's one more though. We have the wonderful honor of having in our audience tonight the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities of the University of Central Florida. And I've asked Dr. Jose Fernandez if he would like to welcome you and his students. And he agreed. So, Dr. Fernandez.
Tomorrow. you walk through the doors, you're part of our family also. Please join us anytime you'd like to. We'd love to have you here. I'm a Coloradan originally. It's wonderful being